Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad to hear this morning. Got a great show lined up, special guests here in the studio. But first, let's get started with our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at Baldwin Road and Highway 77. Their motto, year's effort is worth a lifetime of rewards. Run by, check out Principal Mike and all those folks there are good teachers, okay? Now, the weather, listen, it's going to be, it hasn't got out at 80 much this summer. It's going to be 87 today is high, and low's going to be 86, but it's 76, and the water temperature remains at 85 degrees. The big thing, of course, is rain. We've just been inundated, for days after days, up in, mainly around the Panama City area and west of us and north of us, Calhoun County and all you folks, Washington County. So just be careful out there. And also, a lot of schools are starting up this week, so be careful, little kids at bus stops and all. Just drive a little bit slower and a little more heads up. Let's take a look at the river readings. This reflects how much rain we've been getting. River readings, the Apalachicola Bluffstown, you can see it just shot up. It is an amazing, it's been like that a lot this summer. It's reading, this morning it's reading a 19.9. Let's round it off. It's a 20-foot reading at Bluffstown. 20 foot, folks, and it's going to stay that way for a couple of days. All right, now, the Shocktahatchee at Caryville, it's reading right at 13 foot. And remember, there's not any dams in that river system, so it's just a complete reflection of the amount of rain we get. So right at 13.7, it's going to level off tonight, really start dropping a little bit, but that's all according to how much rain we'll get. We get a lot of rain that's going to stay up there. Our tides, take a look at our tide chart this morning, brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. Our tides, we're looking at a high tide at 9:42 this morning, and a low tide this evening at 7:25. Today's August the 20th. Okay, good strong tides. But now, if you're looking on for the next couple of days, tomorrow will be a good tide. But Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we're just not going to have any tides here. So not a lot going on. And the marine forecast will be coming out of south-southeast at 6 to 10. Okay? That takes care of our weather. Let's take our break, and we'll be right back with our guest. Hi, welcome back, and welcome to our special guest, Ron Childs. Good morning, Ron Childs.
Morning. Good to see you, man.
Mexico Beach, 12 o'clock.
Morning, Winston.
Good to see you again.
Good to be back.
Well, great to have you back. Here about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had you and Carol, and now we brought you brought someone not quite as attractive as Carol. we'll let you get by with that. So we're excited about it. This is a big week for y'all. So tell us what's going on.
Well, for 17 years, we've been holding the Mexico Beach Artificial Reef Association Kingfish Tournament. And it's our biggest fundraiser, and we've been able to raise money and buy over $1 million worth of reefs, believe it or not, in the last 16 years. And so our big tournament, it's our biggest fundraiser, and it's this Saturday. It's a one-day tournament, and we're all just super excited about it. If it'll just quit raining, but it looks to me like we're going to get a break in the weather. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be 1 to 2 foot seas, maybe like a 30–40% chance of rain, which is normal
that's right.
This time of year. But I think we're going to be fine. We've had 197 boats, and we've had 37 boats, and we've had different numbers in between. The variable we find, Winston, is the weather. If we get bad weather, and we've had hurricanes on both ends of our tournament, going out and another one coming. So we've had some 4 to 6 foot days, and we've had some 3 to 5, and we just are hoping we can get a really nice, calm, gentle, beautiful day.
I'm with you on that. We're looking forward to it. So let's take a look at some of these pictures. This is fascinating. What's been going on down there? So if we can show these pictures here. Let's start on this right here. Tell us about these red snappers.
Well, what we that's another thing. With this money that we've been able to raise, we have built about 200 artificial reefs. We've got them all over the place. The red snapper fishing at Mexico Beach is out of this world. They are all over these reefs. We've never seen the red snapper. Look at this picture. I mean, they're just red snapper. There's so many red snapper around these reefs. We just have so many red snapper at Mexico Beach. It's just unbelievable. So the reefs have done a fabulous job for us. This is just amazing how many
That is a great
red snapper we see.
That is a great trip right there.
There are red snapper
Okay.
all over the place, and the reefs have just done a magnificent job for us. And you know, we spend a lot of time on our reefs. You know, we build reefs maybe once a year, but every month we're out maintaining, monitoring, managing, and evaluating. And we go down and we take videos and we do fish counts and we take records of what we're seeing down there. And I mean, the red snapper population is so healthy, it's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable.
And that's one of the rewards. That's just a
Oh,
huge reward from it.
Oh yeah.
And you know, this money that we raise for the MBARA, this money goes right back into the reef building.
We are an all-volunteer organization, Winston. We have no paid employees. We don't have anybody that gets any money for anything that we do. Everything goes back into the reef building, and we've been blessed. To be honest with you, who would have figured we would grow like this and expand like this? I mean, we just got another $80,000 grant, and people are giving us money all the time. We sell memberships, and we sell cookbooks and hats and T-shirts, and gosh, we got an online store with our website, and we're doing things all the time to help raise money for our organization, because it does cost money. I was going to let you look at this one right here. Here's a picture of what it looks like. That's Reef Maker from over in Orange Beach, Alabama, and they bring the big boat over. They've got a big crane, and that's how they put out some of those reefs like that, like you see right there. And I think there's about $60,000 on that boat worth of reefs. These reefs cost money, and so we need money not to pay any salaries, because we don't do anything like that, but we're putting it into the water, and it's just been amazing. In fact, we were talking about this the other day. We've been really excited about the little small red snapper we're seeing. I mean, these are not just something to help people fish. It also enhances the marine habitat and the marine population. And we've got it on video, little baby red snapper, and that's a delight to see. Yeah. The reefs are working. They're just producing an incredible amount of marine life, and we've been blessed. The tournament's this Saturday, and we've got a lot we can talk about the tournament now, because there's some.
Well, let's go ahead. We're going to take our break now, and then we'll have some video to show you. Okay, we'll be right back. And welcome back. Now let's take a look at some of these pictures we have. Bob brought some on his laptop here. So let's Bob talk us through this one.
Okay. First off, I want to remind everybody that MBRA is a fundraising organization with volunteers, and 97 cents of every dollar we raise goes back into building reefs.
That's good.
Here's a picture of our one of our Spanish mackerel winners from last year with Miss Kingfish Ashley last year. Okay. She comes back year to year to give us a hand on doing things at the captain's party. And there's another winner right there with another Spanish mackerel. Notice that Spanish mackerel has the black flag. Sometimes folks get confused if they haven't had much experience catching mackerels. A juvenile king will look a lot like a Spanish mackerel, but it won't have that black dorsal fin like that. And there's our that was either our second or third place Spanish mackerel caught last year.
The hell's the Spanish?
Right. And there was our wahoo that was caught last year.
Oh, man.
That one went a little over 52 pounds. And that's our Miss Kingfish for 2013. Her name is Taylor Gallagher.
Okay.
From Pensacola.
Pensacola. All right.
So be sure to come out to the captain's party on Friday the 23rd and visit her and say hi to her.
All right.
And that's Ashley and our winner's board from last year.
All right. So we had a 41-pound king to win it last year.
Yes.
Okay, now we were talking about the different categories. Ron, tell us about the different categories for people to enter.
Well, we've changed the tournament this year a little bit, Winston. We now have a professional masters division, and we have a recreational amateur division, much like the Big Bend. We decided as a committee, and we started listening to our people that were talking to us, that, one guy sent me an email and said, I play golf on Sunday afternoon twice a month, and I can't compete against Tiger Woods. And he said these commercial people that fish every day are so good, and they are. They are actually good. They do it every day. And he said we need to have two divisions so we can have the amateurs, and about 95% of our boats are amateurs. Yeah. The little 17-foot boat, the 21-foot boat, the 23-foot boat, and very few of our people are professionals, but We've had commercial professional people pretty much win it all the way through for 3 years or so, and last year they won first, second, and third, and so some of our people were saying, listen, you need to change this and give us little guy a chance. And so we're doing that. We're just going to have 2 divisions, and I think that's fair. We are, and I remind people all the time, Winston, this is a tournament and an organization that's a charity. We are not, if you're looking for a tournament for big money and you want to make a lot of money, this isn't the one. This is about charity. We have built over 200 artificial reefs. We put them in the ocean. You've got a little tag there where we list all of these. They're published on our website. We're giving them to the people. It's something that's good for everything and everybody. And so we are a charity. This is a charity event. We're raising money to build reefs. And
so everybody can enjoy it.
Yeah, this isn't about money. This is, and you know, we try to make it so special. There's a big captain's party for the crew and the captains and the sponsors on Friday night. We cook sausage actually. We have entertainment. It's really a nice thing. And on Saturday afternoon, there's another big party at the weigh-in, and on Saturday night, there's another big party at Toucan's, a big dance. So for $160 a boat, you can put 4 or 5 people on a boat, $30, $40 a person. Come on down, have a great weekend. It's a fun thing for families. Come down, enjoy yourself. But this is not we're not SKA or a professional money tournament. This is about raising money for a charity, and we want people to remember that. That's what's most important about this event.
Tell folks where they can put the boat in, the boundaries.
Go ahead, Bob.
Okay. You can put your boat in as far east as Indian Pass and as far west as St. Andrews. So anywhere in between, you're good to go.
That is really good right there. It's a good
But
area.
you're going to need to weigh at Mexico Beach Marina. If you catch a fish, you can bring it by truck, you can bring it by boat, you can bring it by car, whatever you need to do, but you have to weigh the fish at the Mexico Beach Marina. And this year we are going to have a lie detector test. We've never had one of those, but we're going to have the Gulf County Sheriff's Department. They do the catfish tournaments, and they do the bass tournaments. They're very experienced, and so we're going to have that this year. We're always trying to make our tournament better and make it where people really feel they have a chance.
Now, what's the hours from when to when?
Fishing starts at 5 a.m. Central Time. Fishing ends at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And it's only a one-day tournament. It's on Saturday.
And the kingfish, wahoo, and Spanish.
That's correct.
Okay, those 3 categories.
Right.
Okay. And if people just want to come watch the weigh-in, they can just come down to Mexico Beach.
To the marina?
To the marina.
1 to 5. The weigh-in will be 1 to 5, and we will present the trophies and the checks to the winners right there at 5 o'clock. And then everybody goes and washes up their boat, and it goes to Toucan's for a really big, nice dance with a live band on Saturday night. So it's a great weekend for a great cause.
And you know, I've been to a lot of weigh-ins and all. It's always a lot of fun bringing those fish in, and a lot of people there watching. And
all yeah, it's a hoot, man.
Now I don't guess y'all are going to have time to fish it yourself. You're going to be too busy.
Well, Ron won't let me fish it anymore. He says I'm a poor liar.
Well, there's so much work that goes into a tournament. Anybody out there that's worked in a tournament, I mean, we start planning this tournament. We take a week off after the tournament, and then we start planning the next one. Because I mean, we've got an 85-page magazine that goes with the tournament with all of our advertisers and sponsors in here, and the setup for a tournament is so big because we want it to be perfect. You know, we talk about this in our committee. 5 or 6 people are going to get money. What about the other 500 or 600? Yeah, we try to make them happy. You know what I mean? Have a lot of activities and food and drinks and sausage and entertainment and
door prizes.
Well, I know your door prizes.
Listen, this year, Blue Water Outrigger and Half Hitch Tackle have been very generous, and Blue Water's given us a 12 gauge over/under skeet premium grade Browning shotgun. It's got a stainless steel receiver. I mean, this is a $2,000 gun.
Wow. And
you can buy a raffle ticket for $10, and I mean, we've got
so anybody go down there and buy a raffle ticket?
Oh, yeah,
anybody.
Captain's party. You bet.
And the Captain's party is at Beacon Hill Memorial Park, which is right outside of Mexico Beach, kind of between Mexico Beach and Port St. Joe. It's up on a hill. You're overlooking the Gulf, and the wind kind of comes in kind of easy. We're going to have about 10 or 12 tents out there and lots of chairs and tables. And
very good.
The sausage.
What time will that be?
It starts at 5, but we give away the door prizes at 7. And in fact, we have a special guest coming this year. Steve Sutherland is going to come and fish in the tournament.
Oh, good.
And Mexico Beach Marina is going to present him with a special award, which is a reef built in his honor.
Oh, good.
And Steve's going to come and receive that, and so we're really looking forward to seeing him there as well.
Well, you know, we've talked about this before. It's so good to have your politicians, your mayors, and different
Right.
people in elected positions. It's so good to have them as outdoorsmen and participating in these things.
Yes.
It's a big
Oh,
deal.
yes.
I wish we'll get more of those folks out in Washington and Tallahassee to do stuff like this.
Well, and part of our mission in our own Constitution is the education of people. People need to know about the reefs and what they do, because I mean, rules and regulations and changes are going on all the time, and the more educated people are, the better decisions they can make
That's
for
right.
us.
Yeah, and the more they participate in things like this, they can see what the quality of the people and the good things that come from it
Right.
too.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
All right, we're going to take our final break, and we'll be right back. Hi, welcome back here with Bob Cox and Ron Childs from Mexico Beach Artificial Reef Association. Big tournament this weekend. But first, let's do our fishing game forecast brought to us by Mark Coward of Edgewater Beach Realty. I'm just going to hold it up right here. Okay, now, look, our time's going to have one time today. You can see it's right in the middle of the day. It is going to be 12:21 to 2:21. That's brought to us by Mark Coward. Okay, now let's get back to what we've been talking about the whole morning, is this big Reef Association tournament. And one thing they've done, and I appreciate them doing this, they involve so many people, from all different levels, and they always have these, I wouldn't say beauty queens, but they have these ladies, and I've met a lot of them, and Ron, I'll tell you, my favorite ones were those twins. They were from Bainbridge, or
Kathy and Karen from Bainbridge,
they were
Georgia.
so
That's right.
sweet. I said that was 2 or 3 years ago. You informed me that was 2006.
Well, that's true. It was 2006.
And they spent a lot of time with my granddaughters and all. And I just really nice ladies. Those twins on the left right there.
We've been actually blessed, Winston. Some of these women are CPAs.
Yeah.
Ashley right there is a CPA, and we've had some of these. One of the twins actually was a surfing champion in Hawaii. Her husband is a doctor in the Air Force.
And one is a PE teacher.
And one's a PE
I remember,
teacher.
I remember talking
we've
to her.
had some really fabulous ladies who volunteered their time and their effort, and they've just been wonderful. And actually, it's kind of interesting. Dewey Blaylock down in Port St. Joe takes a big boat and takes all the former Miss Kingfishers fishing on the day of the tournament. They enter the tournament. Wouldn't that be nice if one of them were to win something?
That would be fun. That would be fun. Okay. All right. So now we've established that it's going to be this Saturday. It's going to start at 5 o'clock. You got a captain meeting Friday night. Anybody can come by to raffle tickets to the captain meeting and win some really nice prizes. And then the weigh-in's at 5 o'clock if you just want to come down and watch the weigh-in. And it's offered. So Bob, let's look at some more of these pictures, what these reefs actually do.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's a big ball of cigar minnows and a bunch of other bait fish on one of our reefs right there. So our reefs accommodate a whole wide variety of marine life out there, from the little guys that are the food for the big guys.
Yep.
And there's, that looks like me there, following the bait school into the reef there.
Now, how deep are you?
On that one there, I was probably about 100 feet deep right there.
Wow, okay.
And it was probably out the north side, and water visibility was great. Yeah, that one there, that's on the Shady Lady, and that the depth, bottom depth there is about 95 feet, but it comes up to about 75 feet below the surface. There's a 2-spot fin butterfly fish that we usually see out there.
Beautiful.
Somebody's lure there and a bunch of bait fish in the background, and then a little damselfish down there.
What kind of plug? What is that?
It's made by Shimano. I don't know what it's called, but it's in on my workbench right now.
Notice the growth. Notice the growth on that metal. The little coral structures and the barnacles that are growing, and once we put this down, it starts developing into a little community, a little city kind of thing. It's fascinating. Look at the bait fish over there behind it.
It's a food chain.
Yes.
It's a great example of the food chain.
Yes.
And
we also see our little damselfish. They'll be nesting there. There's been a lot of activity. We've seen a lot of juvenile fish on our reefs this year. Scamp, juvenile, and we're seeing the juvenile snappers right now. And there's a dark little guy right there. That's a seaweed blenny.
Okay.
And Winston, it's interesting. One of the things that we do, we don't just build reefs. That's actually a small part of our time frame. We have to go out and count fish and report this. You have to send this into the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission, the Army Corps of Engineers. I mean, we're always looking for ways to improve what we're doing. You can put one ball or 2 balls or 50 balls. We got one spot with 100 reef balls stacked on each other like a mountain.
Yeah.
We wanted to see how that would work.
So that's sort of experimentation at times too.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
There's a right way to do this and a wrong way, and we're trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Look at that.
Y'all
Isn't that
doing great.
beautiful?
That's a colorful sea whip with a little shell down there, a little critter down there. It's like a cowrie, and that's his
Yeah.
mantle out there. All that polka dotted stuff right down there.
Yeah.
That's a spotted siphonia. Of course, our gray triggerfish, they're coming right out the window of the reef there.
Bait stealers.
And there's our infamous lionfish. Our pork melini population's gone down because they're easy prey because they like to hide in the little barnacles and little holes there.
Yeah.
They're not fast movers like the lionfish, and so as one marine biologist told me, the pork melinis are lionfish candy.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have some amberjacks swimming above the reef down there.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot more lionfish.
That's what we've been talking about. All my divers have been on.
It's
Everybody
not good.
said- yeah,
It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good. They can kill a lot of fish.
Yeah. We're getting a lot of information on that.
And that's me in the background with the lionfish. Carol snapped a photo of me.
We're probably going to be having some lionfish rodeos where we're going to try to get out and kill as many as we
That's
can.
a great idea.
And get rid of some of these things that are killing all the little fish.
And there we have a white spotted eel. We do get some eels on our reef. That's the damselfish.
Okay.
Have seen one of those guys in the belly of a lionfish.
No kidding.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And there we got another white spotted moray eel, and then we got a 2-spot cardinal fish there on the right.
That's beautiful. That's something I used to see down in Bahamas.
There's a scamp on one of our reefs. That's a grunt there. It's kind of interesting to see them flex their jaws. They'll get right to mouth with each other, and just, I think it's something they try. It's a territorial thing.
That reminds me of some of my students sitting in the back of the room when they open their mouth all the time. All right.
Yeah, it looks like a wide yawn.
I didn't take that one to school. Okay.
And then there we have some wrasses.
All right. We're going to start wrapping things up. That's some great pictures there. Great
Thank you,
pictures,
Winston.
Bob. Listen, I appreciate y'all coming over this morning. Coming
Listen,
on the show.
love it. And we appreciate what you do for the whole area, by the way.
Oh, thank
You're a legend, believe it or
Hey,
not.
you get to watch the show. You watch the show a lot, don't you?
Every day.
Oh, good. And you former school teacher.
Yes.
And what did you teach?
I was in special education,
Oh, that's
actually. I
wonderful.
worked with students who had learning disabilities, had problems reading and
That's great.
writing.
I
and
know
it was,
those teachers do a special job.
They
And,
do.
guys, again, thank you.
Thank you, Winston.
We'll see you
Appreciate
this
it.
weekend. We'll
You
come,
got
I'm
it.
going to
Thank
come
you,
to one
Winston.
section of it.
Great, great.
One of them. Okay?
Okay, good.
And try to get some video. All
Good.
right?
Love to see you.
Folks, I always appreciate y'all watching Panhandle Outdoors. You do something good for somebody. Have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information